How y'all doing? Nice to be back. Um, got a little bit of a new lighting setup happening right now, and I have completely forgotten how to do this because it has been 3 days, 3, 4, 5 days. It's been wild, but here we are for the NBA draft lottery. The Raptors head in with a 1% chance. That's gotta hurt. That hurts a little bit. So much has happened in the NBA. The Boston Celtics are in the Eastern Conference Finals. Shock, shock, shock. Not really shocked. Come on. Joel Embiid and Doc Rivers on the other side, you had to see that coming. What you didn't see coming was Joel Embiid melting down, or did you see that coming too? I'm gloating a little bit because, as you remember, I had a little bit of a rant and tirade about this whole MVP situation, and you know, people show you who they are, believe them. Haven't heard that in 5, 6 days. There you go. Um, First of all, the Raptors do have a 4.8% chance. 4.8% chance of moving up. It's something. It's never really happened before. Not quite with odds like this, but we'll definitely see what happens here. I have my television over there, and you'll certainly be able to see if you'll be able to see the broadcast. How y'all doing? Let's see the comments here. How's everyone doing? Hey, Erica, how are you doing? Um, is that a prediction or a nightmare you had? I mean, given the context of the last few years, I feel like the Raptors have been one of the more fortunate franchises. But yes, it does feel like a lot of things are in disarray right now. Um, yeah. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to be right back. I have made that same mistake where I left my live stream on in the other room, and now I hear myself, and it's driving me crazy. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. Okay, apparently I didn't, and I don't know what the hell I'm hearing, but all right. So many questions. You know, so not elephant in the room, not an elephant in the room. Obviously, y'all know that I was running the Penance Film Festival. First of all, big shout out to this community, man. You know, really helped out. That was really amazing. Um, just in terms of like raising awareness for it, we were really last minute with this event. Um, I can't really even tell you why, but we were. And yeah, to see a lot of Scotty Barnes jerseys at a Pendance Film Festival. Oh my God. I was like, yep, this is amazing. Here's a couple quick pics. Tell me if you recognize anybody. See the bottom right there? Ah, Joseph. Thank you so much, man. That's my girlfriend interviewing the lady who uh, well, her name is Jessie Posthumus, and she won for Best Short. So that's my girlfriend interviewing her. That's my couple. You got Larry again in that denim jacket. I guess it's just a whole bunch of pictures of Larry. Just wanted to show you guys, eh? There's hundreds and hundreds of photos. I'm sure I'll share them at some point. Just wanted to share a couple since I talked about the event so much. Yeah. We were at the Saturday night event, and Larry was like, "Monty Williams, we want him," and I immediately said no. And I've had some time to just sort of reconsider that thought. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I had to think about that for a little bit, though. I had to chew on it a little bit. I mean, he's been really good. Okay, now I figured out where the audio is coming from. So basically, how I have set up this television is I have put my computer in front of the television, and it's obviously just webcamming it. So we would be able to make it bigger, and then, when the live is, sorry, like when the picks are being announced or when the order is being announced, we'd be able to see it really quickly. Unfortunately, I've left that microphone on, so let me just turn that off. That's really funny, man. It's been 5 days. Um, do you remember my last hiatus? I think it was almost a month. Old school, I love it. Yo, I used to when I was a kid, I really liked this song on the radio, so I would put a recorder next to the radio and then record it off of that. Those were the days. I mean, so inefficient, so time consuming, so ridiculous. Chat GPT, what the hell? All right, hang on one sec. I got this. Interesting. Yeah, this name keeps coming up a lot, actually. I'm not surprised. I mean, again, when I saw his tape, he's just so fluid in the way he moves. Which one surprised you the most? Because I gotta tell you, like, I mean, I'm not surprised Doc Rivers got fired. I'm a little bit surprised Monty got fired. Am I surprised Bud got fired? Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised Bud got fired too. Like, I mean, that's shit. Like, that's all playoff teams. Nick Nurse, I mean, these are all coaches that finished 40, 50, 500 or above. Also, I'm wondering, does Ime Udoka regret taking that Houston job? Because he would be pretty much the front runner for most of these jobs, wouldn't he? I don't know. Regardless of how you look at it, I think Nick Nurse is going to get one of these jobs. So, thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, trends, right? Like, you start galvanizing a fan base, and then suddenly everyone's like, all right, we got to make a change. We got to make a change, right? And then you need a new voice, and then can you really blame Doc Rivers? Sure, sure. One of the most overrated coaches in NBA history, but I mean, you had him. You could have fired him at any one of those points 3 years ago, 2 years ago. I mean, he's been doing this for a while. But I guess it's easier to fire Doc than it is to trade away Joel Embiid, right? Because you just won MVP. Really? How'd you get that? I don't think so. Yeah, me too. He's such a good dude, man. I really don't get that one at all. But you know what? New ownership, they want to make change, right? I mean, it's a new guy. I watched his entire intro, like his entire intro presser. Don't ask me why. New owners fascinate me because they usually make a mess of things. They usually do, right? You consider the Russian guy for the Brooklyn Nets. Then you consider their current owner. You consider Vivek Ranadive. You consider all these new owners. What they just did in Minnesota. I mean, they all have like a dick measuring contest. They all need to like make their stamp on the team, right? They got to make their one big imprint, and it's almost always a terrible move. It's a really bad way to go into a negotiation when you know you are the one that has to make a move. All right. So, look, 95.2% chance the Raptors get the 13th. No, that's not even true. Hold on. It's like 94 point something percent chance the Raptors get the 13th pick. Who y'all want at the 13th pick? Wow, some Buffkin steam, eh? I like him. I like him a lot. Giovanni, are you just reading player comps now? I don't agree with most of these at all. And honestly, player comps are usually yikes. They're usually pretty bad. Oh, goat. Thank you so much, man. All right. First of all, let's get this out of the way. Um, this dude has been doing some pretty crazy stuff. Um, Hang on. I'm gonna find that graphic. Y'all remember this graphic that I used to flash of this lonely channel with 106 subscribers with 2 videos? Well, there's a lot more videos now, and it's like a month later, month and a half later, and he's got like 200, like 2,300 subscribers now. Probably like one of the fastest growing basketball channels on YouTube. Please go hit that subscribe on Goateology. Go look it up. Some amazing videos, including a video on Nikola Jokic, including a video on Jason Tatum, including an amazing video on Jamal Murray, which is getting hella slept on. Definitely go check that out. And of course, if you haven't watched the untold story of Scotty Barnes, I mean, what the fuck are you doing here? Um, all right, all right, all right. Because people have small minds. I don't know. With Jimmy Butler, there was a lot of background stuff with him. Um, that scared off a lot of people. He was slightly older. His wingspan wasn't like overly impressive, a little bit of a late bloomer. I think in almost all cases, it's just people who don't fit a mold. They're kind of like different, right? Um, and you know what? Ironically, those are two of my favorite players in the NBA. I was just telling someone the other day, there are 3 teams left that I'm rooting for. So really, the only outcome that will piss me off in the NBA Finals right now, in the NBA playoffs right now, is if the Lakers win. I'm rooting for Denver perfectly. I'm rooting for Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler. Absolutely. I'm rooting for Jason Tatum. Absolutely. So I'm like, I'm good. I'm good with any of those 3 teams. But man, if the Lakers win, oh my God, I have to listen to another summer of, is he really the GOAT? No, I do not want that. But honestly, if he wins, I mean, I guess the argument gets stronger. It's never gonna be in his favor, but in my opinion, but oh, look, it's Dick Vitale. Holy shit. Yo, I've never break danced in my life, but if we somehow like if the fourth pick gets called and we still have not if we're still on the board and the fourth pick gets called right now, you might see me bust into a break dance. It's gonna be really bad though. It's gonna be like Vanilla Ice style. Um, Let me guess, you think he is the GOAT, right? That would fit in with all your other takes. Yo, Black Nubian, how did Sasha like the festival? I'm very curious. I saw her the first day when she checked in. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm curious. It was an interesting event, man. Honestly, I'm just realizing now, like, we got to get so much bigger. Like, we've been, like, in 2020, Penance was so huge. We were at 7 venues, 7 venues. Like, I was literally Ubering from one place to another place to another place downtown. And it was like, how do I keep track of where I'm supposed to be right now? It was crazy. And that felt really fulfilling because I knew we were trying something that was really hard. And then this year it was like so scaled down and it felt very manageable. Um, and it felt good to be live. It felt good to be live. It felt good to address a live audience. But so many things, come to the surface. You need a bigger team. You need more sponsors. You need to finally get off your ass and, hire those, file for those government grants. Also, being in a sea of absolutely beautiful people is like, oh my God, what the fuck has happened to my face? I don't know. Like everyone who showed up is like an actor or like a frigging Olympic athlete or an athlete or and everyone's just so impressively impressive looking. I don't know. Like they're all taking care of themselves, and I'm like still in pandemic shape. So I gotta get off my ass and like really start taking care of myself. I mean, I have not been taking care of myself very much, man. So there's like 228 days left in this year. I believe at last count, 228 days. And we are going to see if you can change an entire life in 228 days because I am very motivated. Usually after Penance, I am burned out. I am exhausted. I am tired. I want to sleep. I want to binge office reruns. This year, no. Nah, none. I was like, we wrapped Sunday night. Like, Sunday night, I'm like brimming, like, okay, gotta keep going, gotta do it. Also, did you guys see the Hoop Diamonds mix, Scotty Barnes? Okay, Scotty. Yo, I'm telling you right now, this dude is so big and he is so gifted athletically that if he can tighten up that handle the way that he looks in that mixtape, like the way that he's doing in these runs, and I mean, they're playing game speed pretty much. That hezzy dribble counter into the shot has never been as smooth or as quick as it is right now. And that's what's been missing. There was like a hitch. Like every time he tried that this year, there was like a bit of a hitch on the gather where his like it wasn't natural for him. And now it's like it's coming off like natural. You know what I mean? Like it's stupid to say because he's a rookie of the year and he's an NBA starter and he's one of the 50, 60 best players in the NBA, but like this part of his game is sorely lacking, right? Like the bag element, right? The manipulation, the misdirection, all that stuff. That stuff that a lot of friggin' high schoolers have, he just didn't have, right? He hasn't had it. And so that getting like tight, it has been very interesting to watch. Um, we at 8 o'clock yet? We almost there. All right. A training program? Sure. Does it involve canoeing? That would be interesting. Um, yeah, I mean, look, like I got into fantastic shape in 2020. Like I'm not gonna show you pictures because it will be like it would be very it would be very conceited. But as I told you, like I got into fantastic shape. And then the pandemic happened and I kind of just stopped. Like I have a gym in my building and I could definitely go to it. I could run every single day like I used to. I've just been making some very, very unhealthy life choices from diet to exercise to smoking even. Like I mean, I wasn't a smoker before. So it's a lot of stuff. It's like yeah, and it's like the combination of decisions that you make on a day-to-day basis over a period of 2, 3 years, it like absolutely starts to reflect on your face. It reflects in your complexion. It reflects in how you stand, you know? Something like really random. Like I have a friend, um, I remember in university, I used to tower over this dude. Like, I mean, we have pictures. I looked back at those pictures and it's like a this big gap between me and him. And because of all the hunching and just the not standing straight stuff, like we were almost eye to eye when we met at Penance. I was like, "What the did you have a late life growth spurt? Like, what the hell happened here?" No, it's just me. I used to be so much taller than my girlfriend too. I was like, now we're inching closer and closer in height. So something has definitely got to change in my life, um, and I'm making it a mission of mine to do that for sure, for sure. Um, but yeah, it's been like haven't really been putting myself first for sure. But I got dreams, man. Like I gotta tell you, like so it's a bit of a reflection on Penance, but like, yo, the last 3 years we're just trying to survive. Like I'm telling you, like the last 3 years we were just trying to survive. People were not really messing with the whole virtual screening stuff. They're like, oh, you're telling me I gotta pay $150, $100 to watch a whole bunch of films I've never heard of from languages that I don't speak on my television, and I'm gonna pay you $100 for that? No, I'm good. I'll deal with Netflix. People are willing to pay for the live experience, but like the virtual thing was a tough sell for us, and I think it was a tough sell for a lot of festivals because a lot of them folded. They did not come back. The theater we used to host at, like first year, second year, it folded. It has not come back. The hotel sponsor we used to use out by Midtown, they folded. They have not come back. So it is just a brave new world. Like when we got to planning this live festival, we're looking around like, where is everybody? Like we used to have a contact at TIFF. They don't work at TIFF anymore. We called the place that we thought that they left for. They don't work there anymore either. So it's like the world has adjusted so quickly. Um, Mark, jeez. Yeah, so like I measured 5'11 and a half barefoot in high school. And now I would say I'm probably closer to 5'10, 5'10 and a half, like with how much my back is hunching. Um, and that's not like a good thing, like to be shrinking. Like I know it's okay. Like I think it's expected to shrink later on in life, but to start shrinking this early just because of your posture. And I mean I saw it like, and the other thing about live events is like, my God, where are these photographers? Like they're catching you from all sorts of angles. You ain't never seen yourself at that angle. You're like, what the fuck? Yo, I've never seen myself from that angle, and I'm looking at myself, and then someone showed me from the back, and I was just like, oh man, like my posture sucks. So very eye-opening event from a what the fuck have you been doing with your life perspective. But also, like, I just want to say the audience was amazing. Amazing. Like, they loved the films. A lot of people loved the films. People still messaging today, like, this film, still thinking about this film. This film changed my life. Man, that's what you do for. Yeah, that's what you do it for sure. Um, yeah, and that's what this is all about. It's supposed to be about transformation. You're supposed to get something out of it, you know? Right. All right, man. Wembanyama, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Come on. I'm it's got to happen sometime, right? They restructured the lottery. Ah, thank you so much, Jonathan. Yeah, so many pen dancers were Pensari basketball people this year. There were so many people. Like people I didn't recognize. Like obviously I recognized Larry and I recognized Jonathan because, these guys have called in before, right? And I recognized Vince, obviously, and I got to meet their wives and girlfriends, and that was very cool. I don't think I introduced you guys to my girlfriend, or maybe I introduced Vince to my girlfriend. But yeah, it was really interesting. And there was like a whole bunch of people that was like, I had never seen them before. They never called in before. And they were just like, hey, Rob, really like your podcast. Really like the films too. And I was just like, oh, that's very dope. All right. Okay. I'm gonna make this bigger. I'm gonna make myself smaller. Or is that right? We could do that. Hang on. Nope. Nope. Hmm. What would be the best layout? Hang on. I'm gonna mess around with this for a sec. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah, man, looking at the teams in the draft lottery, like I don't want him to go. There's another sort of underrated part of this, right? Which is that one of the teams that we may want to trade with could also end up moving up in this draft, and I think that would be very interesting. So the teams ahead of us, OKC, I guess Orlando, Chicago's Orlando, Dallas, Utah, Washington, Indiana, Orlando, Portland, Charlotte, San Antonio, Houston, Detroit. Obviously,
with the first pick, anyone who gets that first pick is keeping it. If they don't keep it, someone needs to get fired. Second pick, probably also keeping it, right? Scoot's a pretty big deal. I think third pick very rarely gets traded. But that fourth pick, I could see someone trading out of that spot. So if Portland moves up to 4 or stays at 5, I could see them being, sellers. Um, who else could I see selling? I mean, if Dallas moves up, I could see them being sellers too. I don't think Luca has necessarily the patience, and there's really nobody here who's like worth sacrificing Luca's prime for. Um, but man, if Dallas ends up moving up to number one, I think that might be like that might break the internet. Luca and Wemby on the same team would be like must-watch television for the rest of our lives. Um, if OKC wins, do they keep Chet? Yeah, man. I think they would. I think they would pair those two. I've actually talked to someone who covers OKC Thunder, and they believe that they would keep both of them and create a sort of twin lanky towers situation there. I would have loved to see Scotty represent us at the draft, to be honest, because I think he would have had the greatest reaction in the world to us getting the number one overall pick. In terms of abstract and completely out of left field comparisons, this might be the number one of all time. What time does the draft start? The draft is not tonight. This is the draft lottery, man. Why didn't Scotty rep us? Because if he repped us, then Doug Smith would release an article tomorrow saying that he needs to be in the gym. FA, man, what's going on?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Longest time.
Longest time, man. It feels longer. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm like I think I made a video like 5 days ago. I did. It was that sort of like life inspirational Scotty video.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's felt like because the last
Turn on the
because
light.
those 3 days of Penance were like so like all consuming, like your head is into it all the time. It felt longer. So now it feels like I haven't done this in like a month.
It's true. Yeah, but I've been following your videos. I'm just watching the Wembanyama sweepstake.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm so mad that my side screwed this stuff up. Like I don't know why we didn't tank.
I'm feeling the same way, but yeah, it's too late for that. I mean, imagine if we didn't tank.
It's like swimming at the trade deadline. Like swimming with a stone tied to your foot.
Do you believe in karma?
No.
Too bad. Okay. But if the basketball gods do exist, and if there's any team that deserves to be rewarded for
Uh-huh.
not tanking, that would be the Toronto Raptors. I mean, the Raptors are the only team that didn't tank for one game this entire season. They didn't tank one game. All these other teams, they tanked. All of them,
Yeah, yeah,
except for us and
I think that was I think that was Nick Nurse trying to run all the players to the ground.
probably. Yeah.
But Nick Nurse, I don't know. We've always had coaches that when it makes sense to tank, they'll just keep winning. Like even when we missed out on Steph Curry,
Hmm.
uh, we're winning games that we shouldn't have won, like late in the season. Same thing with Damian Lillard too. When we got towards Ross winning games that we shouldn't win.
Would you consider trading this pick if it's 13th?
No,
So you're really tied to 13th, and I'm assuming you're
I
very
want
tied.
I want another pick.
You want Bilal?
I want Bill. I don't know. I don't know. I think Bilal would be like late in the first round if we can get another pick.
I don't think he's going late first round, man. When teams get him into, it happens every year. There are guys
Hmm.
like this. There's also a player from Wake Forest whose name I'm
Yeah,
forgetting right now. Bobby.
the one I sent you. I think I sent you. Yeah, he
Yeah,
didn't really. He joined late in the season, but he's really talented. I think he got a promise or so. Hmm?
yeah, because he pull out of the draft combine?
He pulled out of the combine and he's not doing workouts. Hmm?
Hmm.
Folks are suspecting that he's going to OKC or possibly Toronto. Hmm?
I don't know about Toronto, man. I don't think Toronto has the time to wait around on someone like him or Bilal, to be honest. Like they're really I don't know. I think that some people said Scotty was far away. I think he was a little bit closer. Um, but yeah, like I think
I don't think Bella is that far away because he has a really strong work ethic. Hmm? If you look at the progression on how he's improved in the last, over the last 2 years, like he's amazing. Hmm?
mhm.
Like, and I've watched some of his games. Obviously, when they show him Banyama live, he didn't play too well today. He scored 5 points today, but the game before that, I think he scored 13 points, and his 3 pointers has improved to like almost 40%.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
then you talk about Casey Wall. I think there's so many good players in that range. Honestly speaking, there's
I like Kaysen a lot.
yeah.
Obviously, I've been
Hmm.
talking about him for like 3 months now. I probably would have been targeting him if we'd ended up eighth, seventh,
Hmm.
even. But yeah, I'm
Then
just
then Kobe too. Kobe. Hmm?
I like Kobe Buffkin a lot. Like
Yeah,
I'm just really expecting
yeah.
somebody to fall because there's only 13 there's only 12, 13 picks, right? So
Hmm.
okay, your audio, you're gonna have to turn on the volume. I'm hearing it and it's not synced up with my television.
Let me
Um
let me go on my Bluetooth. Hmm? Just give me a second. Yeah.
you're gonna listen to television on your phone?
No, let me go. I want to put it on my headpiece so that I can so that there's no. Hold on a second.
Showing us with our
Can you
1%
still hear me?
odds. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, why can't I hear you? Let me go back and come back in.
Okay. All right. Man, it's getting nervous time. Um Hang on, FA, one sec. Kawada from Mars, thank you so much for the super sticker, man. Really appreciate it.
Okay.
Yes.
Any background noise anymore?
Yeah, I still hear
It's
it.
good.
I
You
still
see
hear
it?
it. Yeah.
Um,
It's like a hiss now, and it's very annoying.
Wait, hold on. You see it?
hmm
Oh wow. I'm gonna let me mute
No,
my.
no, man. It's all good. I'll keep the live going right after, so we can react to it. Cool. So if you wanna come back then after the show is over, I don't want you to miss it. It's fine. It's hard to be on and also listen to that unless you're listening to that on your headset. Got it? Okay, cool. See you. Okay. I hope it's not Spurs. Why? Why would Bobby Webster be fired? He's one of the brightest executives in the league, man. Interesting name. I mean, like, I'm thinking about like what needs to come. I mean, the draft is how far away? Let's see. NBA draft is NBA draft. Internet not connected. Um, it's about a month away, right? Like a little more than a month away. So
Hasn't happened yet, man. I'm just gonna remove that so that not like flashing random ads. Um, not trying to like accidentally get sponsored by Kia. Um, this Becky Hammond thing that's come out recently probably bumps her out of the running if she was in the running. Yeah, for real. Seriously, it does. It's just talking about that. Oh my God. Golf. Now we're promoting golf. Pensari Golf. Would y'all sign up for Pensari Golf? Okay. I don't know shit about golf. I don't think I've ever watched golf in my life. I played golf once. I'm pretty bad at it. I'm like Happy Gilmore with none of the talent at golf. Define fine. That's funny. Yo, honestly, like I was talking to someone at Penance this week, who this weekend who's a YouTuber, and they were telling me like what they were doing and how they were growing their shit, and I was like, man, there are some serious possibilities here. Um, Not out of the realm of possibilities on YouTube to like one day be making like 20, 30 grand a month if you're willing to push it, right? If you're willing to push it and make like really dope high end content that people just, you know, I'll be happy with 12th and up. Um, it is mathematically impossible for us to be 12th, if I'm not mistaken. It's impossible, right? Yeah. Um, Hang on, I'll check. Yeah, we cannot move up to 12th. It is statistically improbable for us to move down to 14. It would require New Orleans to move up to 4, 3, 2, or 1. Um, so I'm gonna say, that most likely we stay at 13. But in the off chance that we do move up, hey man, 4's been nice to us, right? We've drafted a couple of really good players at 4. All right. All right, it's time. Bobby Webster. All right. Give the man a clap. Clap, clap. Nick Collison. All right. He sent Dalen Terry. That's cool. Colin Sexton. Right. My brain was just like, Cleveland Cap. Right. Utah Jazz. All right. Tyrese Halliburton. That's funny. Wow. Oh, that's a bummer. Oh my God. Can you imagine the drama and the intrigue if the Raptors get like the first overall pick and then Ime Udoka has to be like there shaking Bobby Webster's hand? Just, Lord, please make that happen just for that reason alone. Please make it happen. Of course, it could be the other way too, and that would suck. Oh man, there's so much on the line here. There's so much on the line, and there's immediately like I am so washed with regret about this season. knowing that we could have walked into this with like 5 or 6 type odds. All right. Is this the moment of truth? Yes, it is. All right. No. 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 No! Fuck. I am not happy. Okay. So Detroit. Oh my God. Can you imagine being the worst team in the league and not getting a top 4 pick for it? Has that ever happened before? I think it has, but that's crazy. Wow. Yo, that's nuts. That's crazy. Um, Hang on. Let me flash the odds here. Now, I'm not sure here, but Chicago's pick is supposed to go to Orlando, and Orlando is 11th. So technically, I don't think the Bulls have moved up, but I also don't have audio right now. So I cannot. I can't. Um, Hang on. Pull this up for a sec. So these are the odds pre-draft, right? So New Orleans stayed put, Toronto stayed put, OKC stayed put. Now, 11th was Orlando, right? That's exactly where they should have been. Houston hasn't been called yet. Charlotte hasn't been called yet. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think it's Houston, San Antonio, Charlotte, Portland. Why is everyone saying the Bulls have moved up? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Okay, thank you. Oh my God. Car promos. not letting car promos. Y'all just have to guess what car that was. Okay. They won't if it's top 2. I mean, that would be interesting, right? Dame Lillard and Scoot Henderson in the same backcourt. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Oh, you don't know yet, huh? Or are you saying it's because we're picking 13th that we're going to get someone really good? I mean, look, I made a video about this like a couple of weeks ago or maybe a month ago. I don't know. Time is somewhat of a fluid concept at this point, but there have been a lot of players picked 13, 14, 15 that are freaking amazing. The Raptors themselves have picked really well in the ranges of 20, 27, 40-ish. Like, they've done well. So they know what's on the line here. This is a really good draft. It's a really deep draft. I have no doubt they're going to get someone really good. I'm just curious, who y'all, Hawkins coming at 13. I love Jordan Hawkins. You already know that. He's the only prospect that I've covered so far, so I really do love him. Oh, you have sorely overestimated the value of Pascal Siakam, man. I'm getting this like feeling that Houston's about to get him, and I really don't want that to happen, but I also like feel like I don't know. I'm thinking about Wembanyama at this point, man. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm just thinking about this kid, and I'm thinking like, all right, please don't put him in Charlotte. Like basically, like I'm cool with any of these teams. Charlotte and Detroit were the two teams that I did not want to get Wembanyama, and all right, no Charlotte, no Charlotte, no Charlotte. Stay out of the East. Ah, okay. Wah, wah, wah. Sorry, Ime Doka. Man, please no. No! Oh, no, 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 no. Please not Charlotte. 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 Oh, thank God. Victor Wembanyama is a Spur. All right. All right, all right, all right. And that also means that Scoot Henderson is coming to Charlotte, which means the Raptors are in a big trouble in a couple of years. Scoot, LaMelo, that's a hell of a lot of backcourt talent. That's going to be a playoff team. So, I mean, wow. Holy shit. Yikes. We helped them do this. You know that? We helped them do this. We took Jakob Pertl. We were one of the many teams over the last 2 years, and we're the only team that did it twice. First, we took Thaddeus Young off of them, gave them a pick. Then we took, oh my God, that's an insult to injury, man. That's so interesting, right? All right. FA, what's up, man? How you feeling? Anyone call in group therapy? I don't know. Whatever. What's going on? Cannot hear you. Hornets moved up big. They moved up 2 spots, man. Houston dropped 2 spots. Detroit fell down 4 spots. Portland went up a little bit. I think this improves our chances of potentially trading with Portland. Hello?
Yo,
Oh no, it's your goat.
I'm not mad we did not get the first pick. I'm happy he's going to San Antonio because that's a good franchise. But number five, like bro, like
FA still can't hear you, man. Yeah, man, number 5. That sucks. I'm not even gonna lie though, like honestly, like I'm just not happy with what Detroit has been doing lately with draft picks and lottery
yeah,
picks. So yeah, like do I want them to have a chance to screw over another young player? Probably not. Um, just a personal thing at this
I
point.
know.
But maybe you get someone good at 5. Who knows?
No, I know. I agree. We could get someone good at five, but like I don't know. Like I'm just so conflicted here because like obviously I want the number one pick because Victor Wembanyama is such a huge prize. Everyone wants him, and I really do like him. I understand the fans saying that the Pistons shouldn't get him because the Pistons are historical screw jobs at great talent. Um, so San Antonio got him. Happy for San Antonio fans. He'll go to a good franchise, but just like number five is like killing my soul. Like inside of me, like I'm dying. Like number five, like I don't know what to say. Like
That's statistically the lowest you guys could have dropped.
it's Detroit. Like what can I say?
If you
This is
came here to feel better, I don't think I'm going to be able to help you.
no.
I don't think so.
I know.
I think I'm just going to rub it in a little bit more and a little bit more at this point. I'm
I
sorry.
know you. I know
We
you.
got NY4 Raps on NY4 Raps, man. What's up? Hello?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, 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 good. Long time, man. Are you watching the play? Are you seeing the playoffs so far?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it, man. This is the greatest,
The
one of the
greatest
greatest
playoff of
playoffs
the
I've seen in
time.
a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy for the Celtics. I'm happy for the Nuggets. I'm happy for Jokic. I think what we're watching is like honestly one of the 10 greatest players possibly of all time, and it's been really cool to watch.
Mhm.
How are things going for you? You watching them?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Never hand.
I don't want LeBron to win though.
Same.
Mhm.
That's where I'm at too. That's
Yeah,
exactly where I'm at with this. I do not want
Mhm.
LeBron James to win, and basically I'm cool with any other outcome.
Exactly, exactly. I was too happy when I saw.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We can. We
Oh,
can hear
great.
you now.
Wow.
NY4 Raps, you have a bit of a buzzing in your background.
I'm
It's
gonna.
like it sounds like dial-up internet, but I know you don't have dial-up internet.
Let me log in from my other laptop.
Okay.
I'll get in again. Yeah.
All right, I'm back. Whew. I wanted him to come to Charlotte so bad.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, right, of course, because
of course,
yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Sorry, I was rooting against the Hornets here.
Oh
Christian, what's
no.
up, man?
Wow.
Hey, gentlemen, how you guys doing?
I'm
I'm
good. How are
glad.
you?
I'm glad he didn't go to Portland. So we're likely gonna. Hopefully, we can trade Pascal OG to Portland
Pascal.
Um,
for
I,
Brandon Miller number three.
I'm happy for the kid. That's a really great spot for him.
San Antonio?
Yeah.
I
Yeah, but I
mean,
don't like the fact that they keep tanking and tanking and tanking every year to get number one pick. Like, come on.
They have history of French players as well. Well, a French player, I guess, Tony Parker as
they
well. So
do.
Yeah,
And
Parker.
Boris Diaw, that's two.
that's two.
Um,
History of international players in general. So
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I get it. Technically, Tim Duncan was also an international player, even though he was technically
I
American.
guess Popovich is not going
Um,
to retire anytime soon. Popovich is not going to retire anymore.
probably added 10 years to his career.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
great because there's such
maybe
a
five.
support. There's also such a support system for him there with Tim and Manu and Bruce Bowen. Like they have like a bit of a fraternity system going on in San Antonio, right?
They
Like
do.
even looking
Hmm.
at what they did with Jakob Poeltl's development, I think it's a good thing for him. I wonder if it's a good thing for the NBA though.
That's a different story.
It's a very different story, right? Because San Antonio is a very small market. It's never going to be it's never going to be what it could have been.
No,
Yeah.
but it's good for
And
the small market too, right? You don't want them in a big market, like the small market, so that at least they
I did
expect
want him in a
to
big
do.
market. I think it would be better for the growth of the basket. I think it would be better for the growth of this game. If he was in a big market, I specifically think it would be better for the game if he was in the Eastern Conference.
So, when you talk about big market, which market are you thinking about from the top, from the teams that tanked?
Out of that top four, it would have been Houston.
I mean, Houston would have been the biggest market there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, there really wasn't a big market team in the lottery other than Dallas or Toronto or Houston. I
Yeah,
mean, really, Dallas is kind of fringy, but Toronto, Houston. I think him in Toronto would have been the best thing for the league.
I agree with that, but
I agree. I
I'm sure we're a
agree.
little biased, but I agree with that as well too.
100%, I agree.
For sure. It's like it's the lone international team.
But
The
but
time difference makes it
thanks
somewhat
thanks
accessible
to
for.
Masai, thanks to Masai for trading them for Porto that helps San Antonio get Wembanyama and our official pick next year.
I mean, yeah, but also consider this, right? The Detroit Pistons basically tanked an entire year, right? From start to finish. They put that fan base through hell. And today, what do they have to show for it?
I think now they need to make a decision. Do you want to continue tanking? Or yeah, like you
But I
guys.
mean, this is the dark side of tanking,
Yeah.
right? Like you
Mhm.
get to a point where you are compromising development, growth. I mean, you're not really coaching these guys to win. You're developing losing habits and a losing culture. And this losing wears on you, especially if you're a young kid. You know, like James Wiseman just went from a team that won the finals last year to a team that finished at the bottom. Talk about like, extreme polarities, right?
Let's
And
say if we, sorry to interrupt, let's say
yeah,
if we did tank, for instance, and let's say, I don't know, we got like the 7 bets odds, but then we end up falling to
we were
9.
sixth.
So let's say 6 or 7 bets off, but we end up dropping. Do you feel better? Are you still happy about the season?
Yes, because we won't have traded our pick next year. So
See, the
Number
pick next year
one,
doesn't mean
that.
that much to me personally, because I know the team's going to be good. So whoever's in the, I guess, not in the lottery, it's not going to. And the draft's supposed to be really bad for me. It's supposed to be pretty bad as well, apparently. So that pick really doesn't mean anything to me. So like, I'm just curious.
It's not even about that pick, really. It's about the flexibility that you lose by A, not having that pick, B, not having the right to trade the future pick or the pick after. You can't trade 2024, 2025, or 2026 right now, which
Mhm.
means that all these coaches coming up for sale right now, right? They're getting fired. What about a star? What about a star who like falls? So like imagine the scenario as you kind of drew it out, but say you don't move down. Let's say you get the fifth pick, right? Let's say you get the fifth pick because that's where we were. We were sixth, fifth, in from the bottom, right?
Mhm.
So let's say we get the fifth pick, and we didn't trade away any future picks. So you have the fifth pick this year, and maybe you don't want to keep it, and a star becomes available. I don't know who that star is. But does the fifth pick, Pascal Siakam, and 2 future firsts sound like the type of package that can get you a superstar? Because it sounds like the type of package that can get you a superstar to me.
I agree.
So that's historically speaking, like, I mean, you don't have that flexibility. Not only do you have to have that flexibility, you don't have any flexibility right now. And your coach is gone, and you didn't make the playoffs, and you basically got beat by a team that got beat. Like, I mean, it's just,
but when you're talking
oh,
about superstar, who is the superstar out there that you can
I
trade
don't
for?
know. To me personally, the acquisition of getting Pirtle, I I don't know. This might sound dumb, but I think it trumps like a top 10 pick just by what he's done for us
okay.
on the court.
So here's the devil's advocate to that. Number one, you're gonna pay him 2 times what you would pay most top 10 picks. He's 7 years older, 8 years older than a top 10 pick. And here's a question: Jakob Pertl, right now, the player that he is in this draft. Let's just say, it's perfectly possible, by the way, to be older and enter the draft. Right, 24-year-olds have been in the draft all the time. So if Jakob Pertl
as a 27-year-old was in this draft, I don't think I've ever seen a 27-year-old in the draft. I've definitely seen 24 and 25-year-olds in the draft. Let's say 27-year-old Jakob Poeltl entered this draft. Would you take him top 8?
I won't take it top 15.
Okay. Would I take him top 8?
Mm-hmm.
No.
So Jakob Poeltl, like so we
You would
draft
take him over Casey Wallace? A 19, 20-year-old Casey Wallace, you would take a 27-year-old Jakob Poeltl?
So the production, like what okay, so I'm getting the production he provides right now. Probably not
Yeah.
over Kaysen, no. Because
Okay.
I really do think we need guard help, but it's close for me.
Interesting. I mean, look, unless, like, I mean, look,
Top 10. Okay, not top 8, top 10. I'll say top 10.
you would take a 27-year-old Jakob Poeltl for, yeah, wow. I mean, look, I get it. I get it. But shit, man, like
a lot of
he's
these
not.
guys aren't gonna be good. That's the thing.
They're not, but you don't know which ones yet, right? You don't know which ones yet. Like there was almost no chance that string bean, jelly bean, Kobe Bean Bryant was going to be better than an all-star center in Vlade Divac. He turned out to be 10 times the player Vlade Divac was. You don't know. That's part of the intrigue, but that's also part of the trade value.
Even
right?
Devin Booker at 13, right? Turned out better than almost every player in the draft.
Turned out better. Yeah, exactly. Donovan Mitchell, 13,
Mhm.
right? Giannis Antetokounmpo, 15. Kawhi Leonard, 15.
Right.
Like Kawhi Leonard, I mean, shit. When the Indiana Pacers,
Joe Kick 41.
I mean, imagine the Indiana Pacers had a chance to pair Kawhi with Paul George, right? What did they do? They traded him for George Hill. Did they think at that moment that George Hill was definitely going to be better than this kid from San Diego State? Of course they did. Why would they make that trade? I mean, they probably thought they were trading a comparable asset who was a little bit further along, right? It's kind of like what the Raptors did with Antonio Davis and Jonathan Bender, right? When they made that trade, they were like, okay, well, Antonio Davis, almost 30 years old, veteran center. Where else are we going to get a veteran center like this? Maybe that's worth squashing a top 5 pick. Marcus Camby for Charles Oakley, probably a little bit more confusing, especially now, given back, like thinking about what Camby became and where Oakley was in his career. But I mean, like moves like this to me, like should only be done if you have a franchise cornerstone superstar in his prime ready to win. I think it's just jumping the gun. Like you add a Jakob Poeltl if you're the Boston Celtics, right? I don't think you need that player right now, though. Like that's the confusing part to me. Like I'm hearing he'll come back for 13, 15 million. And if that's the case, then great. You have in fact gotten a great asset. It's still not an asset that fits necessarily super well.
But we saw all the lineup data that came
For sure. We saw the lineup data because he's but look at what Robert Williams is doing for the Boston Celtics right now, right? Like what he did to the Philadelphia 76ers was basically shut down their entire team. In a way. I'm saying the addition of a shot blocking center to already competent defenders basically turns you into a nightmare defense. But that player, that Robert Williams type player, is not worth like 3 first round picks.
Question back to the draft now. What do you think Toronto is going to do?
What do I think they're going to do with the 13th pick?
No, I think they're going to trade. I think they're going to trade with Portland. That's my guess.
I don't think they trade the pick personally.
I think what FA is saying is they're gonna try to trade
to
with
get
Portland.
another pick. Yeah, trade with Portland to get another pick.
I could see that. I guess I could see that happening. I wouldn't be surprised. But
you got Portland said they're only keeping the pick if it's number 1.
That is true. That would be. I just don't think like it. Because it sounds like to me, if they're like trading with like Portland, it means that it's going to be some type of rebuild move, and I don't think that's the direction they're looking to go.
I don't really see it as a rebuild, right? If it's Pascal going, then Scotty can move into the scooting to number 4 position as the power forward. Then we can take Scoot Henderson as the point guard.
Portland didn't get number 2, did they?
I got number 3, but I think Charlotte is likely going to take Brandon Miller.
Wow, would they really?
because they have LaMelo Ball now.
Because you have to ask yourself, are we a better team? Because this team have a better chance of making the playoffs next year with Pascal or without Pascal is the question.
With 100% with.
Because of that, I don't see them trading him this summer or anybody really. I think
Yeah, but
everybody comes
the
back.
problem is it just
So you
is
think
it
it's just
is
let
it just to
Gary
get to the
go?
playoff and do nothing? Like
Let Gary go, and he's going to use his mid-level exception on somebody. Basically, and then the 13th pick. That's going to be our offseason, unfortunately, guys.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna be more drastic
And
than
a
what
new coach.
I mean, it's not just a new coach; it's an entire new coaching staff. Gleason's gone. Watson's gone. Rico will probably soon be gone. Nate Bjorkgren is gone. The training staff is like a lot of the training staff is gone.
They left Adrian Griffin, right? For now.
They have Adrian Griffin still on. I mean, if he stays around, it's very interesting. But I mean, with so many coaches now being fired, it would be somewhat strange to then give Adrian Griffin that spot, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure.
They also went to Spain to interview Sergio Scariolo. Someone saying Sergio is staying. Sergio wasn't on our coaching staff last year, man.
No, they mean it's staying in Europe.
Oh, is that true?
I don't know. I'll check now.
But yeah, so yeah, just because like you guys have been saying, the whole fact that they traded a whole way to pick, I think our bed's been made for next year. Like it's pretty. I don't see any big changes coming.
I don't think so, because this team is not. So based on the changes that you just mentioned, right? Is that the championship caliber team? No.
I don't think they're looking for a championship caliber team.
Masai wants to win. He wants to validate the previous championship. He just don't want to win one. He want to win more.
He wants to win eventually, but he always tries to do that thing where he tries the word, which is really hard to do, which is develop and win at the same time.
So are you going to pay Pascal 200 million?
But it's not 200 million. It's 192.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't make the All NBA,
which would have been 260. 250, 260, something like that. 290.
290 for 5 years. 290. Yeah.
I think you pay him, and you could always trade him down the line.
I mean,
yeah,
not really. Because I mean, you could say the same thing about every single albatross contract that has ever regressed. I mean, Pascal Siakam is so fringe right now. Like where he loses one step, it's not a tradable contract anymore. Especially if you have given him term like 4 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he slips next year,
that's four additional year, right? Making 5 more years, right?
If Russell Westbrook can still get traded, like
yeah, but what did he get traded for? He got traded for other bad contracts, for the most part. And I mean, Russell Westbrook is on a completely different tier than Pascal Siakam in terms of talent and also in terms of just legacy. He's an MVP. He's like a super duper star, and he's still to this very day a huge name in the NBA. And I think some small market teams, not that Washington's really that small market, but a team like that might look at someone like Russell Westbrook and say, well, he'll help us sell some tickets. I don't think Pascal Siakam's moving the tickets, season ticket sales for you much at all. And sadly, that's always been a part of why some of these older guys get signed, We got Is Jace on here. Is Jace, what's up, man?
Yo, I just thought of like the dream scenario for the summer. We trade
build
Siakam.
A time machine.
No, we trade Siakam for Simons, Filler, and then the Portland's 3rd pick, and then we trade 3rd pick to the Magic for 6 and 11 or 7 or 11. And then we could pick up we could pick up 2 really good prospects. You think that would work out? 3rd for 6 and 11? I think that'd be pretty good.
3rd for 6 and 11.
Yeah, because Magic has 6 and 11, I think, right? Because Chicago didn't move up.
So who has 3rd? Portland has 3rd.
Yeah, so then we trade Siakam for Simons in the 3rd, right? And then we trade the 3rd to the Magic for 6 and 11. Then we have Simons, then we have 6 and 11. That's like an instant rebuild. And I think that'd be really good.
I like that.
Yeah, that'd be really good, right? I mean,
that is interesting.
Yeah, then we can pick up 6. You get either if we like Anthony Black a lot, we pick him at 6. If not, we can just pick up like Jarris Walker or something, and then we can go for like Case and Wallace or like a really good point guard at 11, because that would basically upper, and then we still have our 13th as well. That'd be insane.
But you want to have 3 rookies at once? You
I
can
don't
flip.
know. I mean,
You can,
yo,
you can flip your.
anything
You
to
can flip
help,
your.
everything to help with the Scotty timeline together, bro. It's gonna be like a god squad of young players. That'd be really good.
Yeah, but I mean, you do realize like Scotty's like probably starting next year, entering like the softer part of his prime. Like he's not really trying to, you know what I mean? Like I have a feeling that he's gonna take a major step next year.
I
I
agree
don't
with
know
that.
why that is, but I
Okay,
just do.
so you're saying that a 6, at least like a 6 pick, like whoever pick a 6 is not gonna be like almost like a win now player, not like win now but close to that.
No,
If you look at the historical, win shares per 48 of every sixth overall pick, I
yeah,
think you'd be surprised to find
young
three
teams
who've
don't win
who've
for.
been positive
Damn.
in NBA history. I mean, rookies are almost never positive contributors to winning. They make so many mistakes. Um, let's see. I mean, so NBADraft.net right now, just looking at various mock drafts, has Wembanyama, number 1, Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson, Taylor Hendricks, Emin Thompson, Anthony Black, Grady Dick all the way at 7. Wow, okay. Ozara Thompson, Cam Whitmore, Nick Smith, Gigi Jackson, Juris Walker, Cason Wallace at 13 to the Raptors. Okay, that's interesting.
What'd you think of his measurements,
Who's?
Cason's?
I haven't seen him. What were his
Big.
measurements?
Well,
He
these
measured.
without
He measured.
shoes,
He
6'2" and
measured
a
poorly.
half.
6'2" and a half.
Without shoes. So he's gonna be 6'3" and a half with shoes. So pushing 6'4", which is what he was listed at.
Yeah, I mean, you could see that he wasn't that big, right? Like you
6'8"
could.
wingspan though.
Yeah,
6'8"
I
and a
mean,
half, I think.
that's not bad. That's not bad at all. NBA Draft Room has, let's see, Victor, Scoot, Brandon Miller, 1, 2, 3, Emin Thompson, number 4, Jarris Walker, number 5. Taylor Hendricks seems to be consistently up here. 6, Cam Whitmore, number 7. Azar Thompson, number 8. Anthony Black, number 9. Jordan Hawkins, 10. Holy shit, he moved up. Grady Dick, 11. Gregory Jackson, 12. Cason Wallace, 13. So both sites have Cason Wallace, 13 Raptors. Okay, if it happens, it
Looking good.
happens.
It's looking good.
The
The way I see the draft going is I don't see any. Case is the only player I see under 6'5" that I see going in the top 10, other than Scoot.
Yeah, it's become increasingly rare for undersized players to go anywhere in the top 25, actually. I remember last year, God, who was the guy who fell like all the way to the end of the draft? He's so talented. Shit.
Yeah.
Ty Washington.
Yeah.
Like he just kept falling and falling and falling. And I was like, yo, this many teams gonna pass up on this dude? He's so skilled. But yeah, and he was a small guy.
Yeah.
Portland
So
gonna hang up the phone. I don't know about that, man. Like, I mean, they're pretty desperate. They're pretty capped out. They've got Dame for the next 3-4 years. They're a small market team. This is the economics of the NBA. How do you justify not pairing Pascal Siakam with him when Pascal Siakam is really like an ideal Dame Lillard teammate? Like he is the perfect fit, and you cannot drop a better player to pair with him as a number 2.
I see Portland doing it. I just, like I said, I just don't see I don't think that's the direction that Toronto's going to go this summer, unless if Fred decides he doesn't want to resign. Then I feel like that's the only scenario where they just start looking at like blowing the whole thing up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like even if we don't get Sharp, it wouldn't. I guess. I mean, obviously, I'd like Sharp in it, but even Simons and Filler with for Siakam or Simons and Filler with the 3rd pick, and then for Siakam, and we could flip that 3rd pick into like 6 or 11, probably the Magic, because that'd be really good.
Okay, we're about to get someone come on who's the Raptors' next coach. Okay.
Raptors' next coach. Welcome. Thanks a lot for joining us. Thank you. Had to let him on.
He has Riz.
He has Riz. They have Riz. Oh man. I think was that the same person who was punching the Fred VanVleet mattress? I feel like we get one.
The mattress guy.
We get like one of these per live now, which is very cool. I think that's like, I mean, this show is really taking on a bit of a Speaker's Corner vibe, and I love it. I don't know, OGs remember Speaker's Corner. Does anyone remember Speaker's Corner? Am I the only person who remembers Speaker's Corner?
No, I don't know.
What?
Sorry.
Speaker's Corner. I think it was okay, so, someone's saying, "Yep." I was like, did I live in an alternate universe in which, Speaker's Corner did not exist? Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like this is I think this is turning into a deep draft. I have a feeling there's a couple like Daryl Morey always talks about this thing where he says, ideally for competent franchises, you want as many not competent franchises in the NBA, right? You want at least 6, 7, 8 teams that don't know what they're doing. Well, guess what? The Raptors are one of the few teams in this draft lottery that know what the fuck they're doing. There's another team that really knows what they're doing, and they're picking first overall, and they have the most obvious choice in NBA history. So really, these other teams, okay, Houston usually knows what they're doing too.
Okay, OKC too.
OKC as well. So really, other than that, all of these teams have screwed up in the draft multiple times recently, right? I feel like okay. In fairness, I think Indiana has been fairly decently lately.
I'm not worried about what we're gonna get. We're gonna get a really good player, but I want another pick. And how do we get that? We gotta trade somebody, and I think Pascal is the obvious option to me.
Who's your favorite for the pick? For the 13th pick?
Me?
It depends on who draw. I like Casey Waters. I like Kobe. Then I like Bila Koulibaly.
Okay. Yeah. I already know you're big on Kaysen and Jordan Rob, right?
I like I like Jordan. I like Kaysen. I like Bilal. I'm cool with Kobe.
Yeah, Bilal's really
I'm
good.
still sour on Keontae.
Kobe Majors were at the combine, right? 6'5" without shoes, and he's added some weight now. He's now 180.
No way, 6'5" without shoes?
Yeah,
No,
I think so. Or
6'4".
6'4", 3/4 without shoes, and 186 pounds.
What about wingspan?
6'8".
He's skinny too, so it's like if he grows out his shoulders a little bit, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, look, I just
This guy's been doing really well at the combine. Imani Bates, really, really well, shooting the lights out.
I cannot get behind that guy, man.
He plays like this guy, Kevin Durant. I kind of like him.
No. Every time someone suggests like like
You want to win?
You want to win? You select
Yeah.
Imani Bates 13th overall and
Not
shock the
13
entire
overall.
world.
Not 13 overall, probably late first round. Maybe find another pick somehow.
Late first round.
Mhm.
I mean, look, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but like to me,
He's been really shooting the lights out at the combine.
he's talented. He's
Yeah, very
really talented, and he's tall, and he's a bit of a playmaker. I just hate his decision making, hate his shot selection, and I've just really hated how unproductive he's been in college basketball. Man, you know how hard it is.
You had Gary Trent for how many years, and you're talking about shot selection?
Gary Trent is a way better player than Imani Bates, man.
I mean, shot selection.
Still, like even in terms of shot selection, I mean there are degrees to how bad your shot selection is, right?
But that's where coaching comes into play, right?
Yeah. Oh no. We got Tank Commander.
Listen, sorry, the volume's a bit low. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you gotta turn off. Okay, I was hearing myself. I'm still hearing myself.
Yeah, I usually have YouTube off.
You need to have YouTube off, man.
Hello?
Yep.
Let me just tell you, watching this the draft, how it went down, the draft lottery.
Mm-hmm.
I had to check in, man. Thank Commander, man. And I'm very happy that you guys. I was thinking about that Pascal trade, and then I heard you guys just talking about it. Portland, if they're going for it, I think that's a great trade, man. This is a perfect time for the franchise to get off. And I'm actually on the trade machine, and I'm trying to see how it could be pulled off. And I don't see any way it could be done unless we take back Nurkic's contract.
Nurkic and Jakob Poeltl. You don't like that?
I don't know, but it's time, man. Tank Commander here. Time to rebuild. Let Portland go for it if they're going to keep Dame. And yeah, that's all I want to say. Very, very excited. Very excited.
It'll be
Oh,
funny if OG's the one that gets traded to Portland.
Yeah. Whatever they want, let them have it. And they could even have add the 13th pick. We need that third pick. Time to rebuild, man.
I'm not cool with that. No.
Sorry,
No.
I'm having some trouble with my phone. I think it's about to die.
Yeah.
Just wanted to check in and just say that real quick. Got to
All
run
right.
anyways, okay?
Thanks, man. Peace.
Wait,
Sorry, I cut you off. What's?
I do know what Speaker's Corner is. Much music. How do
Yes.
people not know Speaker's Corner?
I don't know. I guess they didn't live here. All right, man.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, man. Peace.
All right, man. Take care.
See ya. I am not cool with
Are you
moving.
watching the Denver game? They're putting on an offensive clinic here.
Oh, yeah.
Are they?
Right.
Are they whooping them?
Yeah, they're up by
Thanks.
11, 12, 13 right now.
All right, I'm gonna go check that out because I am hella rooting for Denver.
All right, I'm
to
gonna
win
leave
this.
now too. Let's get another show tomorrow if possible.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about some prospects and stuff like that. Okay, I got like two major things I gotta do before I turn all my focus to Pensari basketball. One is I gotta finish editing a feature that's gotta go to post. I gotta actually three things, and then I gotta edit a short by tomorrow, and then yeah. So expect me to become very regular by the weekend. All right. Have a good one, guys. Peace.
All
right,
And Chris,
take care.
thanks a lot for coming out to Penance, man. I really appreciate
No
it.
problem. No, I had a good time. I really no, there was a lot of good films. I watched short films that I saw on Friday. I think
Yeah.
my favorite one from that one would have, I forget the name of it, but it's the one with the guy meets the girl at the park and they end up like spending the day together.
Sonder, really? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I
That was
thought it was very
interesting.
powerful. It's just
Yeah,
like,
I wish you had come on Saturday though. I don't know if you did, but like I wish you
no,
come
I
on Saturday
didn't.
because like story over everything block, man. Tundra was I think it would have blown your mind. But yeah, there's so many people, man. Like Larry Kane came on, I think Saturday. Larry was there. Vince, I think, was there on Friday with you.
Okay, cool.
Greg came. Like, I mean, so many people, man. It's such a great showing. Thank you so much to this community. You guys really helped out, man. I'm telling you, like, usually we plan Penance for like 8 months. This year we did it in about a month and a half. It was super rushed. I just didn't want to die. You know what I
No,
mean? Like,
sure.
because usually it's like 8 months of planning, and then you do the event, and then you're dead for 4 months. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like, or 6 months, and then you're behind the gun. So like this year, I was just like, I can't burn out. Like I have so much to do with Pensari basketball. I have so much to do with four Pendants next year. I just didn't want to burn out. So I'm glad
No,
the event was manageable and scalable. And yeah,
I'm looking forward to it next year for sure.
yeah. And the heat got a lot better. Like I know the theater got super hot because their air conditioning unit broke. But the heat got so much better by Saturday and Sunday. We actually ran some ice buckets and fans. It was so funny, but yeah, it worked. Anyways, man, peace.
All
Have a
right,
good
have a
one.
good one. Take
Yeah,
care.
peace. All right. Yes, that is true. On Friday, the air conditioning unit broke, or was not serviced or whatever, and so we had a really really hot theater on Friday night, and there were some people who came. They were just like, "This is unbearably hot," and it was a super hot day, and that sucked. And so yeah, I mean, I think people appreciated the fact that on Saturday we really tried to do something about it. We had the theater give us some ice buckets and some fans, and we kept the theater open and we learned everything we could humanly possible about thermodynamics. It made the experience a little bit sour for me personally, and obviously I was obsessing over it and thinking about it because that's who I am. But I'm glad that It got cooler. It worked a little bit. People had a good time, and we'll be back next year. And Pensacola basketball is gearing up for a very busy summer. I am positive that we're gonna have like some dope ass content. Got some good ideas, and this is a lot of uncertainty, and uncertainty breeds good content. It's just how it is, right? It's a lot of open loops for this team. What's gonna happen with trades? What's gonna happen with free agency? What's gonna happen with the draft? I think the first domino just fell. The Raptors will pick 13th overall if they keep the pick. Do they keep the pick? Should they keep the pick? I think they should. Absolutely. There's a lot of talented players that fit a need and that can contribute next year, that could potentially be available for you. I think if you are considering replacing Gary Trent Jr., who may walk, with the 13th overall pick in the mid-level exception, I think potentially, I think you could get better in that exchange, depending on, and you also consider Otto Porter, coming back, if he comes back, and they don't trade him. Yeah, like I think you could get better. I think a full year of Jakob, the growth of Scotty Barnes, I think there's enough there for you to say, okay, we keep this together, make some small changes, maybe you're a 46 win team. And then you go as far as Scotty goes. Right from there on out, you go as far as Scotty goes, right? Obviously, I would like to see something more drastic done. I don't know if it's going to get done, though. I don't know if you're in a position or the timeline to get that done. I don't know if you're in a position of leverage to get that done. Your assets are somewhat depreciated when you lose as much as the Raptors have the last 2 years. And I don't know what teams are willing to give up for Pascal Siakam, but I have a streaking suspicion it's a little bit less than Raptor fans think other teams are willing to give up. But I would love to be proven wrong on that. If there's one thing I want to be proven wrong on, it's that. I mean, are you under the impression that athletes just 12, 15 hours a day? Like, there has to be some sort of recovery. You know what I mean? Like, he also just put in a really hard NBA season. They need downtime. You know this. They need events. They need to be well-rounded. Yes, they also need to work incredibly hard, but they also need to work smart. They need to work with the right trainers. They need to eat the right food. It's not all as simple as okay, I'm in the gym for 12 hours. You could be at the gym for 12 hours and do absolutely jack shit, right? It's about the right work. It's not just about work. What are you basing this on, man? That's just not true. That's not true. Talk to NBA athletes. 3 to 4 hours in a day and you're dead. It's hard. If you're doing it right, 4 hours in 4 hours in a day, you're tired. I mean, the jaw situation does warrant a video on its own, right? I feel terrible. But at some point, you have to let people just... Yeah, it's just not true. It's just not true. I mean, you think they were in the gym for 12 hours. It's just not true. Kobe did have an insane work ethic. Yes, but no one is in the gym for 12 hours a day. Okay. But there are degrees, of course. Kobe and Michael are examples of extreme work ethic, and I'm pretty sure those guys probably push 6, 7 hours on certain days. But it's just, again, it's not physically possible to be properly working out for 12 hours a day. What are you talking about, man? You need recovery. You'd be dead for a week. Anyway, I'm not even talking about work-life balance. His life has to be basketball. Everything has to be basketball. But there has to be appropriate time for the downswing, the upswings of. Nathan, we got 13th. I mean, the bar is pretty low there, right? Anyway, all right. Have a good one, guys, and thank you to everyone for the super chats. Really appreciated. It's good to be back. It's good to do one of these. It's a little bit like riding a bike. You don't quite forget it, but it's a little bit rusty when you haven't done it for a few days. Was getting into aggressive live streaming. You're doing a couple a day. A couple of weeks ago. Stream ending already. Yeah, man, it's an hour and a half. What do you want?
We got the 13th overall pick. There's literally nothing to talk about other than the fact that we got the 13th overall pick. And also, there's a game going on that I desperately want to watch. All right. Have a good one, guys. And also, like, seriously, just watch what Denver's doing with Jokic, man. The way they initiate him, like a wing, the way they get him into actions, it's so creative, it's so interesting, and it just makes my mind dance about what the Raptors could potentially do with Scotty at some point. All right. Absolutely. All right. Have a good one, guys. Peace.